Hi everyone, welcome to 5v5 Hockey. So if it's the first time hearing about 5v5 Hockey, welcome. Great to have you here. Historically, the site has been primarily focused on daily fantasy sports, building different season-long tools. Lately, we've been focused on building some data science betting models. And there's been a lot of hype actually came from my dad. He loves playing the Tim Hortons Hockey Challenge. So I worked with him to think about how can we take some of the betting tools we already have on the site, all the projections we already have on the site, and then redeploy those to help everyone with their Tim Hortons hockey picks. So this is the first drop of our Tim's Pick tool. We'll walk through today's slate of games and make a couple picks, but this is a free resource available to you. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. If you enjoy the tool, would love to hear from you as well. So for today's picks, basically walk you through the table the first time. So these are the matchups. The implied goals is how many goals that team is projected to score for tonight, which line they're on. Are they on the power play one or power play two? What is their time on ice projection? What's their goal projection? And what's the probability that they actually score a goal tonight? Last 10, last 5, last 10, last 25. This is the percentage of goals they've scored across the last 5, 10, or 25 games. And then the matchup score. So we have some advanced tools over in our daily fantasy section where we break down matchups. I'll actually jump over there just to demo this quick. So for each game, we break down, so Oilers versus the Wings, line one against line one is projected to see each other 28% of the time. So 28% of the time that the Oilers line one is on the ice tonight, they're going to be matched up against the Detroit Red Wings line one. You can see 27% against line two, 28 against line three, and 15% against line four. And then down here, we have each of those lines, various stats. So all of this, though seems simple, gets fed into an advanced algorithm, and that algorithm spits out that matchup score that we saw on the Tim's Pick tool. So we'll hop back over to the Tim's Pick tool. So the matchup score, the higher the number is, the better score. Lower number means that they have a tough matchup. So we take those percentage of time on ice versus each line. We know how good or weak each line is, both offensively and defensively, and that spits out a number. So tonight, Draisaitl looks like he has a great matchup against the Red Wings. This tool, we also built additional trending, so you can click on Draisaitl's name and it will pop up. Well, looks like it's not going to want to work. Oh, there you go. So it'll pop up, and on this page, you can see their line, the matchup, who's on their line. This is their trending. So over their last 100 games, Matthews is over his last five, performing better than his last 100 games. His last 10, pretty much on par. This is correlation, not too relevant for Tim's picks, but when Matthews is having a great game, this is how he's correlated against others on his team. And then we got game logs down here, and you can flip between the various different time frames. You see shots on goal, shot attempts, minutes. And if you hover over this matchup, it'll give you more information about the actual matchup, who they've played recently, how many shots, how many goals have been allowed, goals for. So looking at our pick number one, if I'm looking at this tonight, I'm looking at locking in Draisaitl. The Leafs have a great matchup against the Sharks, so Matthews, Nylander would all be great picks. Going down to pick number two. So for pick number two, not a ton of goals over the last 5, 10, 25 games. I like JT tonight. His matchup, his middle of the pack, not the greatest matchup for that line two. But I'd be looking at JT. I'd be looking at potentially Kane. They have a decent matchup. Yeah, I think you're safest with JT here. Pick number three. Um, Not a whole lot to love here. I think I would go with where we have good matchups. So implied goals 3.7 for Edmonton, 3.7 for the Leafs. So looking at Ekman Larkson, looking at Nurse, that would be where I would land my pick three. So wrapping up, hope you guys enjoy these videos and feel free to comment and subscribe. Thanks.